Okay, I thought I would show you what I've got going on so far and some of the supplies that I have gathered for this project. Now, I will tell you, I do not like making scrapbook kits, putting them together, but for a junk journal or a little golden book type junk journal or a making a little traveler's notebook with different things, I love putting stuff together for those. And I really haven't figured out what's so different about it than scrapbooking, other than, I don't know. I was going to say there's not a lot of ephemera, but I have a lot. I've got a lot of ephemera sitting here. So I need to ponder on that. But anyway, I have deconstructed my book. So here's the front and the back cover. And the front cover had somebody's name in it, written on it. So I just took a piece of paper. Speaking of which, this is the paper collection I'm using, and I've had it for quite a while, from Tuesday morning since April of 2020, and hadn't used a sheet of it. And this is correspondence paper, and look, it was $4.99 in 2020. So that's the paper that I'm using. I have it stacked up here on the floor beside me. So that's where this paper came from. Now, to put my holes in here, I have this We Are Memory Keeper little tool. And I forget exactly what it's called. I could have looked it up, but I didn't. This is great hole puncher that will cut through this chipboard very easily. So I need to do that. I have this record that came in it with the story on song, and I'm going to attempt to cut it in half, maybe with a pair of kitchen scissors. I have a good pair of Pampered Chef kitchen scissors. I'm going to cut through that and see if we can punch holes in it with this and include it in the book, but we'll see. These are my pages that will be inserted into the book. Not all of them, maybe. Depends how much other stuff I get in there. And I go to these old book sales. They have them once a year, and I have quite a collection of old books just for the purpose of junk journaling. So I looked at some of them, and I found some appropriate books. This is Post Secret, and this was pretty popular for a while, where people would write a postcard and send it in. I guess this is the address, and tell their secret anonymously, and books got put together with people's secrets. So I'm sure some of this can work to go in here. So I have that book. Now, these aren't in any particular order. This is just a little reading record card set that I picked up. I don't know from where. But that's a nice smaller size. So that can go in there. And I do have this awesome book called America Stamps. And it's an old book that I got at the book sale. Look, paid $1 for it. And second printing in 1947. So I pulled a page out of it. Nope, that's a different book. Sorry, this is, I pulled this page out of a French book because I had these stamps on it. Could pull some pages out of this book. It's a lot bigger. I pulled a couple of pages out of a typing book because it had like you would practice typing a letter to somebody. So I have that. And this has a letter on it. So this also came out of a typing book. This is for my friend Scylla, and she lives in New York. So I have this New Yorker magazine with some, it's got some colored pages in it where it says New Yorker. She doesn't live in the city. She lives in the state. But so I might find something in here. That's why I pulled it out. And this is something I've already made. This was some instructions came in this, so I just covered it with some map paper. It's pretty thick, and this is a map of Alabama because that's where she used to live. So I put a map of Alabama on one side, and then this is a picture out of the book, page out of the book on the other side, and I just stuck this in here. It's funny because she lives near Niagara Falls, and here is a little card on Niagara Falls. So that will go, so I'll either make a tag out of it or slide it into something, but it's just sitting in there temporarily. I did pull some things off of Graphics Fairy, some envelopes here I've already cut. I just haven't glued them, that are possibilities to use. Different size envelopes. Here is a cute little file folder. Here is a little journal book, and I think I may put a couple of pages in here, you know, different papers. Maybe some notebook paper or plain white paper, and put that. Look, it can actually fit in this envelope if I wanted it to. Here is a little library pocket card holder that you could stick a tag in or something, or a, let's see, a journal card. See, voila. And here's another little envelope, and then just some ephemera. I haven't cut everything out, and I probably won't unless I know I'm going to use it. Here's some tags and just some other little file folders. There's another library card, and this is a little map of Central Park. So I have those goodies, and then I have this hodgepodge of things that just have, here's some tickets. I just pulled some things that might go in there. There's actually a library card that I could tuck in there. I don't know that I'll use all of this. This was something I had picked up at, it came in a pack. It had all these big pocket holder things. See, here's another one. That's just some circles. I got some twine. I got some fancy fiber, some buttons. Here's a pack of cards that would be appropriate to put in there. That's just a scrap of that Tim Holtz paper. Look, it's got little cards here. You can cut them apart. Flashcard. Here's some other ones. Says, look, there's Statue of Liberty, and that's just a old log cabin. Here's another flashcard. I threw a couple of envelopes in there that I can do something with. I had these borders here that are red and blue. Kind of reminded me of the Postal Service. That's a scrap piece of paper. Oh, there's a page, because I've already used it to make something. Some blue thread, a couple of tickets I cut out, and some buttons. Let me see if I can find that other page I made. Here it is. I found it. Another thing I have is a couple of atlases that I also picked up at the old book sale. Look, that one was $1. I have a smaller one that I pulled, and this card, I forget where it came from. I punched a hole in it, tied some floss right there. I made a pocket, And I put some of these little, cut out some of these little postcards. And the back side has stripes on it, so that's a little pocket. I cut this out of a page out of the book. This came out of a different collection that I had pulled that I thought would go with it. Just made some little hexies, and because I cut this as to make a tuck pocket, cut some words out of the story, put a button, and this is actually a page. I'm going to open it up. Look, this was a 12 by 12 page, and it had these pieces, a full 12 by 12 of rows of this. So what I did was just cut a strip, scored it, folded it, and made like a little mini book. Stapled a ticket there, tied some fiber there, made a little tuck pocket there using that same hexagon page. And then this is the back side. I just put another little hexie there, an airmail there to cover up the and part of a ticket to cover up the back side of that staple, and it just folds and tuck it in. So I think when I come back it'll probably be completed. But I just kind of want to show you what I was doing and just coming up with things on my own or looking at other junk journal pages to give me ideas of things to do. But mostly it's just using product, letting the product that I have determine what I'm going to make. And I don't want to forget this when I talk about it later. When you set up a little junk journal. Now I can't find my book pages. So when you set up a junk journal in order, you kind of want to do it, where's that? See, I have, oh, everything is a mess, of course. You kind of want to set it up like this. So you have kind of it layered, like you have your biggest piece and then a smaller piece and then even a smaller piece. Let's see. Like such. So you can, either way, or even something smaller. So you can see the different layers. Because if you put this up front and this behind it and this here, see, it doesn't look as good. So you want to kind of layer it maybe in threes to your larger page, then a smaller page, and then something even smaller. So that's how I'm planning on setting it up, is where it is, you know, like small, medium, large. So when I come back, we should have a completed book, and we'll see you in a bit.